Wow, I am right on time. Love that for me. Can you guys hear me clearly? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me clearly? Hopefully, it's a yes. Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out with me once again. Miss Davia says, blessings to everyone in the chat right now. May 2023 be a high vibrational year for us all. Yes, I agree, my love. Essence says, yes, I can hear you. Lovely. Wonderful. Jessica says, woohoo, happy new year. Yes, we can hear you. Great. Okay, Ashley says, my first time here at 7 p.m. Welcome, my love. It is an honor to have you here. Clarissa says, hey, Jess, happy new year. Thank you, my love. Happy new year. I can't believe we made it to 2023. What a vibe. I'm so excited about it. Okay, Janaea says, hello, lovely. I'm on time today. Yeah, welcome. I too am on time. I'm surprised by how on time I am. I think I was a little early, or maybe a minute late, but for the most part. Okay. Charlie says, good morning. I'm so glad I can finally catch one of these tuning in from Australia. Welcome. Welcome. Okay. Dana says, happy new year from Brooklyn. Thank you guys so much. Clarissa says, cute Mike. Thank you. Heavy Glow says, hey Jess, thank you for being here. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. Luna says, hey Jess and chat, happy New Year's. I love you all so much. I love you more. Thank you guys. Oh my gosh. Okay. 300 people, almost 300. We're at 250. I always like to round up. Are in here right now. What a blessing. What a blessing. What a gift. How are you guys all feeling in the new year? So Marissa says, hey Jess, it's Marissa. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for your messages. I'm not sure what you're referring to. I want to make sure that you are talking to actually me. There's a few people around like scam artists and stuff like that. So I just want to make sure that you are actually talking, just make sure that if that it's coming directly from me. I've actually been very focused on family and work and just quiet, very my normal self. Um so Alyssa says, hey, I'm out of the hospital, Jess. I love you and I'm back kicking ass. Seizure study went well. PTSD coming out in seizures instead of flashbacks, but I'm working. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that you're healing. I'm so happy that things are looking better. Health is wealth, man. Health is seriously wealth. I really stand with that. I'm so happy to hear that you're feeling so much better. That's everything right now. Christian K says, emotional, but deep down, I'm getting ready to take this year on full force. Whew, I feel that too. Lily Baby says, I've been in a bit of a dreamy haze. I feel that. I wonder what um, how Neptune is transiting in your chart. It has been. Also, Mercury retrograde right now has been very intense for a lot of us. Very, very hazy. We'll talk about that. It's so important that you're grounding yourself and centering yourselves. Artisan Forever says, will you ever do a pop-up shop in Philly again? We didn't have a pop-up shop. We had brick and mortar, like a storefront. And it's funny that you say that because I was just having this conversation just the other day about that storefront. Marion says, Jess, I've been feeling so angry. Girl, release it, feel it, embody it, let it go now. Like if you're feeling angry, it's because you are doing your best to process all of your feelings and or everything that's has happened for you or to you. And I support your anger. I truly, genuinely do. Jody says health is definitely wealth, especially mental health. For me, it just ended my relationship today. Very, very draining. Jody, I am so proud of you. It is so hard sometimes when you're in a relationship with someone that you love and having to walk away from that connection. Sometimes it's the disappointment, of course, of walking away from the person that you love, but sometimes it's also the disappointment of walking away from what you wanted it to be. And that can be really, really tough. It can really also test your faith and make you wonder, will you ever fall in love again? Those types of things. So if you're feeling any of those types of vibes, or if you're, I just want to say that breakups are tough. They're terrible, but they're always for the better. And I'm setting intention that the year 2023 is going to be the year of beautiful growth for you, and that you feel very supported, that you feel very loved and nurtured, and that you understand the things that you're doing, what you need to do are for your highest and greatest good and your best interest. And I also set the intention that your relationship with the divine deepens and blessings just flow from that. I would love to see that. Okay. Let's see. So Rebecca says, hi, Rebecca George says, hi, last Sunday, me and my son got sick, like a cold came out of nowhere. What do you think that was? I mean, it is cold season right now. So a lot of people are getting sick. So just continue to wash your hands. I don't want to go too much into the astrological symbolism of that because I'm a practical natured person by my nature. And I would just say that it's just germs. That's just me though. Okay, Rachel says 2022 was a hurricane year for me. Got married, but everything outside my relationship completely fell apart. Ready for a solid new path to abundance in 2023. I want that for you. It's funny how things kind of like fall together in one area and then they can fall apart in another area. But I'm hoping it's such an amazing time to marriages are such an amazing time to discover how you're going to lean on each other. And I'm not surprised to hear how the universe um, will bring two people together for marriage and then test the relationship. So hold on, and I'm hoping that blessings come to both of you guys. Okay, Julia says, shit, I want that too. I need some peace. Speak it over your life. Big time, speak it over your life. Dane says, trust in the Lord with all of your heart, lean not on your own understanding. And I genuinely love that. I'm going to actually pin this comment. I love that a lot. I just want to say too that from my spiritual studies and from my experience here on earth, there are a lot of things that won't logically make sense to us immediately. However, you want to, or I'll say this, I'm going to encourage you guys into the divine's energy, however the divine shows up for you, whatever you call the divine. Your spirituality can be something that grounds a lot of people, but astrologically speaking, with Neptune transiting through the sign of Pisces, it can almost feel like, and like everything else crumbling around us in our world, that can be a buoy on this great ocean, right? And I truly believe, and from my experience, that when life gets weird or wonky or wobbly, it's best to stretch yourself spiritually and stretch your faith and be curious as far as how everything will divinely unfold. The more that you are curious and the more that you're open, the more easy and effortless it will be. So that's why I really wanted to pin that comment up, because it is so true. Whether you call the divine Lord, Jesus, God, whatever you believe in, I do believe that if you lean into your spiritual self, if you lean into the divine, blessings can truly flow and miracles can flow and magic can happen. And if we are gripping too much on like the why of things, and we are losing our ability to look in wonderment, even if we have pain, you can still strive to look in a space of like wonder. um it can just be really positively transformative, hopefully. Like if you are looking in from a space of like, I wonder, instead of I need to know. Okay. So apparently this message just got retracted, which sucks. So if someone can um write down exactly what it is that I said, or what was said, trust in the Lord with all of your heart, lean not into your own understanding, I would really appreciate that. And I'll go ahead and pin that. Okay. But yeah. All right. Heavy Glow says the universe has cleared my path in huge ways the past 3 years, and there was a huge push again over the last 3 months. I'm open. I'm ready. The pain was worth it. Exactly. Exactly. Rebecca Wilkins says, "Don't forget to like the video, guys." It's true. We have 600 people that are here joining us in the live chat. If you can, we have about 176 likes. If you guys can go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, that would really mean a lot to me and my effort here. For those of you guys that don't know who I am, this is a great time for me to introduce myself. My name is Jessica Alexandria. I'm the creator of Bahati Life. And every Monday we come on here. I come on here for the most part and I pull the charts. In this case, I have my iPad here. I have some notes. I did pull some cards. I have my crystals. My candles are lit and we vibe for an hour. During this time, I break down all of the astrological transits of what we can expect for this week. Consider it like an astrological weather report where I can show you where the storms are going to be, where the sunny days are going to be, and how to navigate the best of both worlds. One of the things that I'm known for saying is that if you know how to work with the planets, you can make them work for you and not against you. And I still stand by this to this day, years later, still saying the same thing because the message still applies. If you understand the planets, you won't look at it and think of it as a problem. You would think of it as a solution. If you understand what's happening in the astrological in our universe from an astrological lens, you can vibe with that energy and then make it maximize it. For example, we're going to talk a lot about Mercury retrograde this week because it's so important that we talk about Mercury retrograde. Mercury is a planet of communication, it's retracing our steps. If you are not dancing along with Mercury during this time, you are going to find yourself getting your toes stepped on. You're going to find yourself frustrated. You're going to find yourself throwing fits or having fights, all of those things. And every single one of those things can be avoided, but they are brought on by Mercury retrograde. So we will be talking about that. I do want to say too that that when I go live, that I tend to attract a lot of different type of energies. So discernment is everything. Sometimes people really try to draw attention to themselves in the comments by leaving a lot of like comments or negativity or doing anything that will distract from the overall general message. Of course, I see it, but it's so important that you guys remain focused. We only have 1 hour to work with, and it's up to you to decide how you utilize that time. If you're able to concentrate and focus on my message and what is it I'm saying, you can walk away from the Astro Chat Live feeling very informed and hopefully setting the intention very empowered, which so many of you guys feel that way every single time Astro Chat Live closes out. If you allow yourself to get distracted, then you have allowed yourself to be connected to the noise, chaos, dysfunction. And let's just not set the intention for that for this start of this week. Let's stay focused. Let's stay peaceful. Let's stay constructive. Let's stay in alignment. That's the intention of Astro Chat Live. And that's my goal here today. Yeah, so once again, we have about 500 people. We've maybe lost a few, but that's totally fine. People who are tuning in, 300 likes. So if we can go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, that would be absolutely great. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and talk about the astrological transits. What is that we can expect? So, as I was saying, Mercury is currently retrograde. I have the chart pulled up. For those of you guys that don't know, Mercury retrograde can be a little bit of a doozy if you don't know exactly what to expect, or if you know what to expect, but you are resisting it. Okay. So the internet has a funny tendency sometimes that every time Mercury goes retrograde, they like set the whole world on fire, at least in the astrological world. Yes, it can bring back people of the past for good or for better or for worse. Of course, it can break your car down. Of course, it can make your laptops and your devices malfunction. But really, what it wants to do is to give you ample time and space to fix anything that needs to be addressed so that when the planet decides, or when the planet 3 to 4 weeks later does go back direct, that that area that it was retracing its steps in is cleaner and more efficient than it was before. If you understand that, you will find yourself moving in alignment with this planet and moving in alignment with its magic, and feeling very in alignment, instead of like, why are my trips getting canceled? Why can't I travel? Why did I have this breakdown of communication with one of my best friends? Why did I fall for my ex when I have an amazing relationship here currently? You can avoid those pitfalls by understanding exactly what this planet is trying to do. I want to remind you guys that Mercury has always been considered the messenger and the medicine man or woman of the gods. I say man or woman because Mercury's been one of those planets that doesn't actually have like a gender connected to it. It's kind of genderless, which I vibe with. I love, because it reminds me of like how in the past, when I was like going through some really crazy tumultuous ups and downs in my life, I would go to the full moon, under the light of the full moon, and pray and pray and pray and cry and manifest and all these other things. And one time in particular, the Archangel Gabriel showed up and scared the shit out of me. And one thing that I love was the message, of course, that Archangel Gabriel delivered, but the fact that the angel itself was completely genderless. It had no gender. It was neither male nor female. It just was this like in between. And I found that so beautiful because I'm a huge, just side note, I'm a huge supporter of the LGBTQ community. And I think that just the fact that like even in the Bible and even in these sacred texts, these beautiful ethereal creatures that are directly from God are things that could not be defined by any one label. And I just find that that's so significant, that in today's day and age, I always find that so humorous that even now, like the divine is shows up in such interesting ways in every point in history, and just says like literally, I'm a being of love and light. I'm a being of the highest love and light. And I'm going to give different examples of where you can find this. And there's no judgment to be had by anyone else but me. So I just wanted to throw that little disclaimer out there. But like I was saying, Mercury is this genderless little messenger and medicine person to the gods. And what he does is he zips around the universe and zips around the cosmic, creation, and comes to every single one of us and delivers a message and says like, this is God's will. This is what is to be expected. This is how to heal yourself. This is how to heal mankind. If you take this message, or if you take it, or if I am taking what the divine has given me and I'm giving you the recipe, if I'm giving you the ingredients, do this, apply this to your life and find healing, or find freedom, or find some type of cathartic release, or find love, or purpose. And when we look at Mercury as it's transiting through the charts right now, it's taking steps back. This is a planet that says, listen to me, like mark my words, hear my wisdom, listen to my advice, because it comes directly from the divine. And it says that even you, every single one of us, should factor in some resting time, or recuperation time, or rebuilding time. If you are disconnected from that and keep pushing past this period of rebuildation, is what it is that I'm going to call it, of course you're going to exhaust yourself. I have always believed that the divine is very, very generous and will always provide for every single one of us. Of course, as human beings here on earth, we have our own will. We get to choose what we do, and sometimes we don't make the best choices, but the divine is gracious enough to give us ample opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to try something different and to do it right this time. So sometimes the way that our world looks, it doesn't reflect the divine's will or this higher love or light that the divine sees for us, especially when it comes to our potential, because of course, there's always human will kind of like stepping forward and making their own kind of decisions and choices. I mean, think about it, like when you're driving to work or driving to the grocery store and someone cuts you off, do you give them the finger and be like, fuck you? Like, do you do that? Or Are you just like, yo, this person clearly sucks right now? I'm just kidding. What do you say? What is your what is your reaction when that person cuts you off? Like, can you send them love and send them healing or whatever the right course of action is? Can you give them space so that they can be safe, so that you can be safe, so that others can be safe? They may not be doing the right choices and decisions, but in all of that, you too have your choices and your will, and that thing can be tested. Your patience can be tested, and perfection is not expected by on any means, but it's also really awesome to try to do what's best for you and everyone else, and that can be a really tough thing to ask of a human being, but every day we do a little better or not. It's up to you. I know I'm a child of the autumn equinox, so I have my days that are very dark and I have my days that are very light. Sometimes I'm a little troll and other times I'm an angel. It just depends on what side of the bed I woke up on that day, or how much time I spent in my meditation, if any time at all, right? So, anyways, back to Mercury. You get to choose how you work with these energies. Um, Having said that, Mercury wants everything to be moving seamlessly. It wants things to move easy and effortlessly. It wants the things that you've already invested your energy, your money, your time, your effort into to be like a well-oiled machine. Having said that, Mercury rules not only our communication with the people that we love, but our cars, our little moving objects, technology, and those sorts of things. So, what's a great way to work with Mercury retrograding in the sign of Capricorn right now is to revisit your routines, revisit your rituals, revisit your structure. Does the structure that you've implemented in your life, does it still support you? As human beings, we are constantly evolving, we're constantly growing. We can't expect to be the same that we were last week or the year before that or months before that or 5 minutes ago. We're constantly changing. So we get to look at those plans down in writing if you want, and sync your schedules or sync something up in your life so that it is working more constructively for you right now to help you be efficient. When it comes to communication, is there a friend or a connection or a conversation that needs to be healed, that needs to be readjusted, or that you want to readdress, like address it again? This could be family, it could be friends, it could be partners, it could be business connections, especially because Capricorn is loves career, it loves work. What do you need to revisit and reconsider again? Now, not everybody needs to do this. Just because Mercury retrograde is showing up and says, yo, this person is trying to connect with you again, because they're reconnecting with you, then this is clearly a sign that the universe is trying to bring them back into your life for a reason, which means that they should hold a heavy role in your life. No, not necessarily. Remember, at the end of the day, you want to talk to the divine and you want to be inspired by the divine as far as what is going to be in your greatest and best interest. Capricorn is notorious for the boundaries that it implements. Capricorn energy is known for saying, and this is where I draw the line. If you cross it, get hurt. um, so the same thing can be applied as Mercury is retrograding through the sign of Capricorn. If someone shows up and you have already had your boundaries tested with them, you can choose to hear them out, or you can take the fact that they are still thinking about you or still need to be a part of your energy or want to be a part of your energy as something that is significant or insignificant. It's up to you, and do with it what you will. This is a great time too. Families have been broken down, friendships have been broken down, especially as more and more people are focusing and prioritizing on their own internal healing and working on fixing generational curses, problems of the past. We have absolutely been seeing that with Chiron, the wounded healer, moving through the sign of Aries. Chiron was also retrograde for quite some time. So it has been focusing a lot on how your dependence on other people at any point in your life has maybe contributed to your own healing or your own um what's the word that I want to say, like your own pain. Let's say Chiron is bringing up Chiron retrograde. It's direct now, but it was retrograde for quite some time. Chiron retrograde in the sign of Aries will bring up issues that say, listen, I don't feel confident in myself because at this age, or when I was age 4 to 7, I lived with my grandma and she was violent in nature or unpredictable, or it was painful to live with her, or I was dealing with issues of abandonment, or maybe there might be a father figure. These are issues that come up that make you question your self-worth and make you question your value and make you feel like you're not a leader, or that you can't be an advocate, or that you can't fight for yourself, or that when you fight for yourself, it's not balanced. You might be brutal in your display of strength now, and you're healing from that and learning from that. Or, maybe you didn't have enough strength behind you to stand up for yourself at all. Now, remember, you guys, every single one of us is learning and growing here on earth. And almost every single one of us is going through major transformation, spiritual awakening all over earth. It brings out the very best in people, but it also brings out the very worst. And even if you're in counseling, even if you're in therapy, again, you can't expect perfection and a total healing from every single person. So Mercury retrograde sometimes says that people of the past can have a second opportunity, or maybe they have guilt or something heavy on their heart that they want to express to you. So Mercury retrograde can bring back that communication again that says, I've been thinking about this, I've been holding on to it, and I want to apologize, or I want to explain myself. You decide if you want to open that door or not. But either way, that feeling is there for that person to either clear their conscience, clear their karma, and then you guys get to do with it what you will. On the flip side, is there anybody that lingers in your energy now that you think to yourself, wow, I really fucked this up with this person? I really, if I could do things all over again, like maybe I wouldn't have called them a whatever. Or if I could do things all over again, maybe I would do things in this way. In a perfect world, I would have this person in my life, I would cancel this person out. Like, these are things that Mercury retrograde will bring into your existence and bring into your awareness and say, I believe in second chances, or third chances, or fourth chances. And this is the opportunity to make things better, or fix it, or to gain some type of understanding, so that karma and lessons can be learned and the past can be cleared, so that when Mercury retrograde decides to move forward again, that you are on a different path and you have a clear conscience and you have a clear spirit and you have clear energy. Okay. The other thing that I want to talk to you guys about is structure and routine and boundaries. You might need to reassess and relearn some new tidbits. There's new information and new things and new tools that are being introduced into the world every day. So Mercury retrograde is an awesome time to kind of revisit and do research on what is available to you to make you more efficient. Some of you guys may actually be going back into your calendars, into your appointments, your appointment books. If you're an entrepreneur, let's say you're a hairdresser, for example, then you can go back into your appointment calendar and just kind of see if there's any overlapping of the schedule, if there's something that needs to be tweaked, if there's something that you might be overlooking. This is a phenomenal time, a phenomenal thing to do during this time when Mercury is retrograde. I really hope that resonates. Beloved Prophet says, my ex just called me yesterday after a year. I've been crying all day. I believe that that's a perfect example of Mercury retrograde energy. It does bring back exes of the past connections. Capricorn energy is phenomenal in thinking about long-term investments and longevity. It doesn't consider relationships as love only. It says it considers love or relationships as like contractual agreements. Like, is this mutually beneficial for both of us? That's how Capricorn energy sometimes kind of approaches a relationship. As a Virgo myself, I get it. I've always looked at relationships as like a business. Love, of course, is important, but I've always felt and I've always believed, even when I was a little girl, like love is not enough. So I'm kind of like, I want to see it on paper. Like, what do you got? What do you have? This is what I'm building on. This is what I'm working on. does this logically make sense? Along with the love and the attraction, it's like a whole list of things. But I'm a Virgo, so that's just my nature. But Capricorn energy is kind of the same thing. Another thing that I want to encourage you guys during Mercury retrograde is to take extra time, which it's, I don't know about you guys. It's sometimes balancing your calendar and balancing your agenda and your day to day is hard enough as it is, let alone to be proactive during Mercury retrograde. But what I want to say and what I want to encourage is, what if you took a little extra time to get to work? What if you took a little extra time to get to your destination? What if you actually factored in the fixing of your car, oil changes, tune-ups, tire alignments, all of those things? What if you did that during Mercury retrograde before a small problem turns into a bigger thing? This is a phenomenal time. In fact, that's actually what I was doing earlier today with my boyfriend. We were getting his car fixed, and we actually booked appointments to get our cars detailed and making sure that our oil changed, all those things right in alignment with Mercury retrograde. So we are glittering examples of us of people working with these energies, but you can do the same thing too. I heard someone say something about bringing in their planner. Exactly. Some of you guys like having a paper planner. I have a planner here that I use for my work. I got this from Cloth and Paper. This is not I'm not promoting well, clearly I'm promoting them, but I'm not like paid to promote. You guys know this is not like an affiliate type of situation. But sometimes I use a paper planner. But it's interesting. This time I've been working on moving my calendar and my appointments into a more digital log, just because it means less things for me to carry. This is a heavy ass book, and you should see last year's 2022. It was like filled with post-it notes and all these different things. And also I like using stickers and stuff like that. I'm a business owner, entrepreneur, and also I'm an intuitive at that. So I'm always kind of like writing things down. You guys know I like vibe with Sharpie pens. But really what it is I'm trying to say is like maybe reassess what works for you and have different tools that can help you to be more efficient, hopefully. Okay. Yeah, Jada Swirl says, I got a new planner for the year too and a couple of journals. Exactly. Um, Phenomenal. Literally absolutely phenomenal. I do want to say that not only, okay, wait, Krista Lee's life says, my husband and I are healing from a deep hurt in our marriage, and I'm hoping Mercury retrograde doesn't have an effect on our process. I hear you, Krista, in you saying that I hope that Mercury retrograde doesn't have an effect on our process. But I want you to kind of open your mind at what Mercury retrograde can do here. If you believe, or if you're expecting Mercury retrograde to break down communication in the relationship, and that you don't want it to have effect on your marriage or have an effect on how you guys communicate, I think that I would want to encourage you to consider the blessing that Mercury retrograde can do. So Mercury retrograde, if you guys use this time wisely, or if you set intention for it, and like to each their own, like you know your path way better than me, right? Who am I at the end of the day? I'm just a girl wearing knits and leggings and has her iPad and just has dedicated her life to astrology, but also fuck me at the end of the day. Like, what do I know, right? You know your situation way better than me. However, if I was your best friend and if I was in your shoes and you and I were sitting down having coffee at the coffee shop of your choice, or maybe we were getting juice or whatever snack you want, girl, I'm here for it. If we were sitting down and we were just spending that time together, let's just go to a kitty kawaii cafe. Like, let's just envision ourselves at a cat cafe. Hopefully you don't have allergies, but we're just sitting and we're bonding. You have your drink of choice. I have my drink of choice. I'm getting too caught up on the snacks here. What I would say to you is that Mercury retrograde can create an opportunity for you guys to repair the lapse in communication that you might already be experiencing. So if or when Mercury might bring up conflict, this would be an amazing time for you to use this to relearn your partner in a new way. This would be an amazing time because also Mercury rules the mind, it rules your perspective. It's going to give you the gift, which is hard enough as if it was direct. You stay with your perspective, you stay with your vision, you stay with your thought, and you just keep moving forward with that. If you used Mercury retrograde, you could look at your partner and have your partner see you from a different perspective. you can use Mercury retrograde as the greatest blessing and the healer to your relationship. Because again, Mercury is the medicine man by using words and by using the mind. So bring that energy into your relationship. Also, Mercury naturally is the ruler of the magician card. The magician card in the tarot rules our ability to set intention and to be powerful manifestors. So instead of fighting this energy and fighting this planet, invite its magic deeper into your life and say, listen, universe, my husband and I are struggling in our relationship right now. Maybe it's communication, but help us to find better ways to communicate and help us to have better ways of understanding each other and help us to find in ourselves the ability to consider my partner's perspective. I want to be able to see things from his eyes so that the part of me that wants to battle with that actually will approach him first with understanding and curiosity and not me trying to assert my will so that we can move past this. Help us to disconnect from everything else that has become a priority, our career, our children. We love our kids, but they take up all of our time to the point where the only role that we know right now is to be a mom and a parent and not, or a mom and a dad or parents and not dating each other and not showing up for each other. I hear that all the time. Also, at the end of the day, you guys, fuck me and what it is I'm saying, because I've never been married. I don't have children. I'm literally, again, like I'm saying this from my lens right now. So talk to the divine about this. What if during Mercury retrograde, you went back to your altar, made more time for sacred space? What if divorce is the looming thought of divorce is so dramatic and the last ditch effort and the last straw that it's desperate enough for you to pull yourself back into a space of surrender so that the universe, so that divine, so that the angels, so that your ancestors and everybody on the spiritual realm can rally around your marriage and prioritize it and to fix it and to heal it and to put it back into a space of love and to pick up those pieces. Mercury retrograde is not what we should be running away from. Mercury retrograde is something that we should be running towards and running to with open arms and open eyes and an open mind, because the blessings of Mercury retrograde far outweigh the things that we think are going to punish us. Trust me on that. If there's one thing that you can walk away from this conversation, it's really the hopefully inspiration to lead you to kind of trust the process and trust this path and trust what can happen. I think honestly, that's something that I wanted to say at the very beginning, like that quote that showed up, like lean into the Lord and not into your own understanding. And I feel like Mercury retrograde is the opportunity, the potential to lean more into our conversations with the divine and rebuilding like our time so that we can have more divine inspired time, build a more authentic relationship with spirit. um, I have always believed that Capricorn rules our contractual agreements. And as a spiritual person myself, I always gave myself to the divine first over everything else and everyone else, and entered into like a marriage with spirit, with the divine. And I would always consult my partner in this life, aka the divine, or God or goddess, and invite their wisdom and give every aspect of my life to my partner, aka the divine. And then that would then bleed into every other area or aspect of my life. Why do I do this? Long time ago, when I was pulling the charts, I would see how the astrological charts are kind of, if you look at the natal chart, it's broken into 12 different pie slices. It's broken into 12 different slices, right? And if you draw a line in half of it, it's going to stop at number, the sixth house, right? It's going to stop at number 6. That represents our health, our well-being, our routines, and our hygiene, like our spiritual hygiene, our physical hygiene, how we take care of ourselves before we start taking into consideration everybody else. Okay. The way that the astrological chart is set up is that it's set up to take care of yourself first. One, two, three, four, five, six. Those six houses are all about focusing on you and your internal world or your closest environment. And then all of a sudden, we break grounds at the DC line, which is the entering into partnerships and relationships and sharing our life, what you have already created, with another person. At the top of the chart, the very top of the chart, is the MC line. It represents our legacy, and it's ruled by the 10th. The 10th house is ruled by the natural ruler is Capricorn. As as uh as strict as Capricorn energy is, and rule oriented and karma delivering, I've always found Capricorn energy to be, people don't say this, but I believe it to be the very top connected to the divine, because it's how I look at Capricorn energy as a great protector. I look at it as dry, stoic, masculine, and not a leader, but someone who enforces the law, enforces the groundwork, because it's trying to protect us and make sure that we are good, make sure that we are safe. It doesn't always feel soft and loving, but if it wasn't for its protection, we wouldn't be able to nest ourselves in the very opposite, which is the IC line, which is ruled by Cancer, which is where the full moon is falling in. Cancer is known as the mother of the zodiac. It's naturally nurturing, it's naturally soft. It wants to nest and make sure that you feel comfortable in your home environment. So I've always looked at Capricorn energy at the very top of the astrological chart as this great provider, this great like masculine figure who's dry and stoic and sarcastic and has dark humor, as this father figure and this divine father figure that looks over us. So I just feel that the more that you can like push yourself or connect with or call into this overarching energy that's like trying to protect you and respect it, then you'll benefit from it even more. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. Kelsey says, I'm Capricorn with the Cancer mother. Yeah. Yeah. Christina says, I'm such a Capricorn. Yes. Avery says, I love Sharpie pens. Not more than me. I'm just kidding. Yeah, Christina says, protect and provide. Exactly. Sometimes it can be a little stoic. Sometimes it can be a little dry. Sometimes it can be misunderstood. But at the end of the day, everything that it does is to make sure that you are good, to make sure that you have food on the table. It may not be the most nurturing, but everything there needs to be balance. Everything that's got to be balanced. Um, so yeah, hold on. Yeah, guys, love that. Love the energy. I love the vibe. So yeah, um, I do want to say too that Capricorn energy, in a nutshell, like lately, has been undergoing a lot of transformation. We're nearing the end of it, but just factor in some retrogrades. Pluto's been transiting through the sign of Capricorn, so big business, government, organizations, those types of things have all been um, virtually under attack. I don't look at it and be like, oh my God, protect big business and protect the government. No, um, this is the way that things have been for a long time, doesn't necessarily mean that they are healthy. I think that they were means, well, don't get me started because history is so twisted, but it's being radically transformed because of Pluto's transit right now through the sign of Capricorn. So, what do you do during this time, by the way? And Mercury retrograde through the sign of Capricorn. Another thing I want you guys to do is rebuild your businesses as history itself is being rebuilt. Big business is breaking down, but the need for why those big businesses were created in the first place is needs to still be quenched. So find your niche, find your little spot in this world and nestle into it and start setting intention to manifest um brilliant blessings in your life when it comes to your work and your service to other people and your legacy and all those other things, commitments, and the things that you make a promise to, you're going to start or other people around you are going to start calling into question those promises. I don't want to say it's like the energy of like you owe me, but Mercury retrograde through the sign of Capricorn says you said that you would promise me this. You said that you would give this to me. Well, now I'm here to collect that debt. Now I'm here to collect that that thing. Ooh, Tasha's here. She says, I'm just talking about rebuilding my businesses today. Hi, Tasha. Oh, guys, really quickly, um, there are a few retreats, spiritual retreats that are in the works for 2023. Now that we're here, there's one to Morocco, which is, I think, in either October or November. I can't remember. And there's one in Costa Rica, which is Divine Feminine Retreat. And we're going to be deep in the mountain, well, deep in the rainforest. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be guided, so it's not just going to be me leading you guys. You wouldn't want that. Trust me, I would lead us and we would get lost. I'm sure that it would be for a better like for our highest and greatest good in some way, but we definitely need a guide. um yeah, so the Divine Feminine Retreat, spiritual retreat, is in the works, and that's going to be, I think, in June. I'm so excited. If you are going on that retreat with me, I would highly recommend a really good raincoat, just because, and a bathing suit. So two extremes here, but we're going to be tapping a lot into like feminine energy, and you're going to need both of those things. We're going to be taking a bath in hot springs that are actually on our hotel that we're staying at. It's very influenced by Mother Earth. We're also going to be visiting a volcano. We are going to be horseback riding. It's very restorative, very, very restorative. I believe the price covers everything except your travel, and it's under $2,000. But it's an amazing trip. The girls who joined me, or I don't want to say girls, but the women who joined me last time, they've said that they were changed by it forever. I myself have been changed by it forever, and I am going to 100% continue to do trips. Tiffany says, can my fiance come? Absolutely. It is a Divine Feminine retreat. I'm looking at everybody, I'm screening everyone just because we're having some safety concerns on this end. And also, you guys know I'm very selective about who I'm sharing my energy with. So I'll be screening everybody that is trying to join that trip. But for the most part, your fiance can absolutely come. Please bring a friend. Absolutely bring a friend. The other thing is that Morocco is going to be later on in this year, and that's going to be very much for those of you guys who are tapping into adventure and exploration, and just trying something totally new. I personally have never been to Morocco. We're going to be in the Sahara Desert. We're going to be in this beautiful hotel. There's, I think, 3 major cities that we're going to be going through. We're going to be riding camels. We're going to be visiting like a bathhouse. Very, very adventure, very inspiring, like inspiring life, which I just feel is so important. We sometimes get so caught in our day-to-day monotony of life that we sometimes forget to live our lives. Morocco and Costa Rica are going to be always about breaking free from that and just fully opening up to the beauty of life, adventure, and to fellowship, like communion, like community. The girls that I was met in Costa Rica, we still are active in our group chat, and we've already planned to come together again. We've been talking since then. Some of them a lot of them have broke off into friendships individually of the actual group, and that was my intention. And I'm setting the same intention for this Costa Rica trip and Morocco, that it's not only about the spiritual growth of it all and the specific retreat, like why we're having the retreat, but it's also big time about community, finding friends, finding like-minded souls and spirits, and building friendships that will last for the rest of our lives, because it's so important to have that. Yeah, I haven't been to Morocco, but Clarissa says, so the prices for the hotel stay correct, not the airline travel. Exactly. It's for the stay, it's for food, it's for our tour guide, it's for transportation, it's for um something else that I'm forgetting. Oh, did I say our tour guide? Oh, all the activities. It covers all the activities unless you decide to do something else. For example, let's say we're in Morocco and you decide to get a massage, then that's something that you decided to do on your own, but all the other activities are completely included. Um, there is a price on Morocco. I believe it's under 2 grand as well. Pretty sure. I tried to make it very financially affordable for a lot of people because I want so many different time frame. Like I want so many different people of different backgrounds to come and join, whether you're a college student or whether you're, you know, doing you and living your life as an older woman. Everybody's gets along great. 100%. Kelsey says, is Morocco trip open yet? It is not. I believe it's opening up January 6th or January 8th of this year. Oh, it opens up. Okay, Deepika says Morocco opens this week, I believe. Well, I'm glad I'm glad she knows. I did choose the price for Morocco, but I haven't. The details are gonna be announced. So I can send you guys the link. Can someone put in the link? Um, or maybe I'll do it. My voice, I haven't talked loud, not loud, but I haven't when the holiday was going. Okay. Okay. When the holiday was going, I didn't really talk a whole lot. I was doing a whole lot of listening. I'm kind of like a quiet person naturally, unless you catch me right after my coffee and I'm like super excited. Okay. So I just posted this one. I'm going to pin it. This is Costa Rica, but definitely check out the Morocco one. Christine says, do you have to have a passport to travel to these places? Yes. If you can get that passport process going now, you're going to be more than fine. It takes under 6 weeks for you to get a passport. I promise it's very easy. Artisan says, do we need to be vaccinated? No, I'm not vaccinated. And I didn't have any problems traveling at all. It was actually smooth and easy. If you guys are traveling alone, don't feel bad. A lot of people that were going on the trip, we're all connecting before we actually go on the trip, but the way that it manifests, it's like you'll end up probably arriving at the same airport, um and then going like leaving together and flying out together. So chances are, unless you're coming from somewhere completely different, like one of the girls was coming from Australia. She came with her mom and they didn't have anyone else to kind of like fly with them, but they did have each other. For the rest of us, we all ended up naturally. There was like 5 of us that would show up at the same airport, same thing, because we were all kind of flying from all different parts of the world. It's just the way the flights kind of work out. So don't worry about flying alone. Also, we're going to be in communication with each other on WhatsApp and that type of stuff. So you're going to be in communication with everybody, and there's going to be a lot of times to socialize before, during, and after. It just ends up being really, really awesome and being just naturally effortless. I love it. Okay, what are the dates again? I suck at this. Costa Rica is June 16th through June 21st. It's 6 days. There's about 20 spots that are available, 5 breakfasts, 2 dinners. The food is phenomenal. Mineral garden spa, hot springs, horseback riding, volcano. There's full moon ritual. Yes. And then Costa Rica is okay. I'm looking at everybody else here. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Body life. Let's see. Also, I want to tell you guys before I sign off, it's the new year. my mom and I, for those of you guys that don't know, my mom is a shaman. She's an acupuncture doctor. She has also practiced Western medicine, but her and I have always had this same kind of, not clientele, but we kind of have always served our community when we're together. We have decided to go into um, doing readings and to do energy work and healing together in the year 2023. So, if you're like, we're going to get a whole studio where we work together. The end goal is something that we kind of talked about years ago. Well, not kind of. The end goal is a vision that we've had a long time. My mom and I both started our spiritual journeys at the same time, believe it or not. We have very interesting past lives, we believe, just the way the energy has always been between the two of us. But we've always kind of done our studies very separately. And now we've decided to start to come together. She's always been an amazing acupuncture doctor here in this area. There have been articles written about her. She works just like I do, very humble, highly, highly rated, um, goes above and beyond, but very much like balanced, very balanced. So as we're moving into 2023, one thing that we are going to start sharing, and I'm sharing this with you guys for the first time, is that my mom and I are actually going to be going, um, not traveling together, but working together in order to do healing for those who need it, especially if you need acupuncture. You can travel to our area if you're in our area. We're going to start off small because we both have a lot that we do, um, as far as our work here. Um, and then we're going to build in the way that feels right for both of us in the years to come. But it's going to be absolutely amazing to see, to be able to share my work, my mom, with you guys. I know some of you guys have always wondered about her history. She's very private. She doesn't like the internet. It's just a thing with us. And anything that's sacred, I think, should always be protected. And always been the same way. But more information about her will be shared, especially when we find the right studio for us. But if you are in the area, you can book a reading with me, do energy work with her, or get acupuncture treatments. All those things will be available. You can book both of us at the same time, or the same day, I should say. And we would be more than happy to provide our services to you. I'm just so proud. Like, as I'm saying it, I'm so proud. I can't believe that we're here right now. But yeah, it's wild because we talked about this like a lot before Bahati Life was what it was today. I always had this great vision of this healing center, where people could go and retreat into, specifically women. And it would just be like, I envisioned myself with my children, just the way that my mom also had me, where I was like, like in this young baby in these drumming circles and the magic and the goddess sisterhood and the goddess circle. And we just happened to be in the most amazing location for it. And we've gone through all of our shit, all of our shit individually, only for us to come together in this great picture and work together side by side as mother and daughter team. It's just absolutely bananas. But again, my mom is phenomenal in what she does. I'm so proud of her. I'm not saying that as her child. She'll even be the one to tell you that I pick her apart. And I'm very perfectionist and I'm very particular. And my mom is phenomenal in what she does. So it's going to be so amazing for her to be able to share her magic with you guys. She has always been very pulled away off to the side. She does share her Instagram and her rituals sometimes on her Instagram. She's acupuncture for your health. You can, if you want to follow her, she follows me on my Instagram. I follow her on Bahati Life. So just type in acupuncture and you'll see. I don't think that she knows that I'm putting her on blast. She doesn't know that I'm putting her on blast unless she's watching now. If that's the case, hey mom. But yeah, she always says that she is local girl doing global work. She's an Aquarius, by the way, too. So she's big on, travel, healing humanity. She loves to have a good time. She's an amazing um, acupuncture doctor, amazing shaman. She channels for people all the time. I channel for her. She does my acupuncture. It's just crazy. It's crazy that we're just here. So we'll see. But I wanted to share that with you guys, that was something that was building, and to share it with you. Hopefully one day in the future I'm manifesting. I don't even mind sharing this with you guys because the magic that's been around this has been so real. And my ancestors, our ancestors, are very, very protective. They have always walked around with machetes in their hands. So I don't mind sharing this with you guys, but eventually we are going to have a retreat center, especially for women, to come to pull away from the world. And it just be exclusive, absolutely exclusive, that even if you're a celebrity, one of my celebrity clients, that you could come to this area and your information would not be shared with anybody. It would be a spot for you to have amazing spiritual counseling, guidance, channeled sessions, acupuncture, energy work, all of those things. And we're hoping to branch that out even further. So that will evolve as it will. If anybody, I say that with my ancestors, that if anybody was trying to energetically trying to crash that down, that would be a mistake. My mom's ancestry too, by the way, is very, very fierce. You would think that we would have the same ancestors, but her blood kind of like leans into other, and mine kind of goes over here, which naturally happens. But um, yeah, they're very, very, very protective. So if anybody wanted to work magic against that, I would advise that you don't, just for anything, but definitely specifically that I wouldn't. They're very quick with the machete on the spiritual realms, and I would hate to see anybody get destroyed by trying to infringe on that. As I'm sure your ancestors would be too, but mine are very fierce. So especially on my mom's side. Whew. They not playing around. Anyways, guys, we are at an hour. Oh, Teresa says, do you offer all of that to average people? You are not. No one's average. No one's average. I can't believe you said average. But yes, it'll be available to everybody. Well, not everybody, but we're going to screen you guys, of course. Jade says, will you both be doing so on the retreats too? That's so dope. Maybe. I would definitely consider it. I know that my mom has been wanting to travel. I was considering bringing her on the Costa Rica trip, but she ended up. I actually felt spiritually called to go on that trip by myself, which I did do, and it worked out that way. Someone asked if we could. Okay, Olivia says, "Can we pull a few cards before you go?" Girl, I already did. So this tarot deck that I'm working with is called Bocelli Tarot. And the cards that I pulled, believe it or not, are, can't make this up. The Magician card. We also have the Star card. We have the Sun card. We have 5 of Pentacles and 4 of Pentacles. So take that message how it resonates. I'm not going to channel because I've said a lot already, and my voice is starting to break off down a little bit. Wendy says the mother-daughter retreat for spiritual mothers trying to mindfully develop a relationship with young daughter's potential is off the charts. Yeah, so funny. So funny. We'll get there. We're going to have, I believe, I'm not going to tell you the location that I've spoken into existence, but I already know it's going to happen. It's already happening. Even if we kept things the way that they are right now, where we, oh, that's sweet. I just got a cute text message. Just the way that things are going to unfold is going to be perfect. My mom and I have always, we literally chose each other in this lifetime because we knew that we were going to do work together, spiritual work, and that we were going to heal the world together. Maybe not the entire world, but that we were going to contribute to it. And now that's exactly what it is that we're doing. We had to take different paths. We had to deviate away from each other only to come back. And now it's amazing that we're going to be in this space. Yeah, I can't, like, I literally light up talking about it because I just can't believe how everything is working out to bring us to this spot, but it's going to be absolutely amazing. And I guarantee you the location is going to be phenomenal. Not only is it going to be her and I, but my intention is to bring in people that I worked with in the past as far as like energy bowl healings. So we could do some Tibetan bowls. There's this guy that in particular that I'm going to reach out to this week. I'm just going to gather around a lot of the healers that you guys have been asking me for years, Jess. Who do you go to? What do you believe for this? What do you blah, blah, blah? My intention is to pull every single one of those people in, the people that have healed me, worked with me, the people that I respect, people that have been doing this for years. They are an older crowd. Most of them are very much older, but they are phenomenal in their practice. They've dedicated their entire lives. Florida, for those of you guys that don't know, I do live in the state of Florida. The entire state has attracted very, very gifted individuals from all places of this world, from Romania, from Africa, from the UK. I mean, everybody. They just really come here and concentrate here. It's almost like New York, almost, only way more calm, way more peaceful, and an amazing Mecca space. I truly believe this for the spirituality community is thriving here in Florida. I've set my roots down here. I've been here for a year and kind of doing things on my own terms. And I'm very excited to merge with my mom as the year unfolds and get her like have our team come together and have our space come together. It's going to be very simple. It's going to be very powerful, and it's going to change the world. It will evolve into something amazing. And I'm just really excited to see that happen. All right, guys. Yeah, Christina says, I feel like I have so many blocks. I don't know why. Girl, see, this you would be the perfect person for this, because we can not only talk about energetically pull to see what's going on, that there's going to be magic there to work past that. You can remove blockages and do energy work, of course, through chakra healing. My mom's a Reiki master. All those things can be found. So it's going to be amazing. So having said that, you guys, I'll keep you posted. I did want to announce it at the start of this year, and I've done that. And I'm going to keep unfolding. I'm just really excited. Okay, wait, hold on. Keelan says, Jess, I know it's the new year, but I feel so drained. I don't feel happy. Honestly, honey baby, just embrace that right now. It is the new year. But anytime when something new begins, something has already ended. And we have gone through some tumultuous ass energies, massive, massive change. 2022, 246 was the year of calling into consideration like what we are harmonizing with. The year before that was radical change. And it's exhausting. The year 2023 is going to be a very divine feminine year. It's going to be about spiritual restoration and leaning into the divine and falling into your feminine nature. And a part of that does look a lot like sleep. It's going to look a lot like rest. It's going to look a lot like recuperation. It's going to look a lot like divine alignment. It's going to not be what society has told us to be, which is always happy all the time, always bubbly, always active, always pursuing. It's very important as spiritual beings that we fall into our more darker side and that we allow ourselves to mourn, to express it, to release it, and to rest. If you are emotionally going through transformation, it impacts all the other bodies, mentally, spiritually, physically, all of them. So it takes a lot of energy out of you. It will drain the energy out of you. So you may not be someone who is super excited and exhilarated and jumping through the hoops in 2023, but that's actually an amazing thing, because this is an opportunity for you to dive even more or fall into your authentic feelings and releasing them and giving yourself this space to cry and feel it. And I promise you that the feelings of sadness, you're going to cry them out to the point where the pain gets less and less. And then you'll get to a point, believe it or not, where you're going to start feeling not bored, but you're going to feel that you don't need to cry about things anymore. It may make you sad, but it doesn't stir you in that same way. And continue to feel those feelings. That's feminine energy. Then you're going to be so restored because you've purged it all out, you've cried it all out, and you've nurtured yourself and you've slept through it and you've been caring for yourself, that you're going to fall into that next part where you're going to start getting active and excited again. That's just a part of the cycles of life. I just did a video, a quick video, like a reel on my, oh my God, 707. I just did a quick reel on my Instagram talking about the flower of life. And I want to talk about it even more with like sacred geometry, but basically it's like this symbol of how connected we all are to everything. And also the center of it is like the source. It's this circle that represents that from a beginning, from an ending is a beginning, and a beginning is the end, and the end is the beginning, and the end, the beginning and turns into an end. Everything is all connected and comes into the space. So basically what you do while you're in a divine feminine cycle in your life is to feel all of the feelings, good and bad, difficult and easy, and go through that whole cycle and realize that you feeling your feelings, like actually allowing yourself to feel it and not try to push it down or pretend like it doesn't exist, helps better the world. So if you're someone who's dealing with depression right now and dealing with more difficult feelings and difficult emotions, your service to humanity and your service to yourself is to feel all of that, because you're helping yourself, you're helping your generation, the generation to come, and you're helping all of humanity feel more comfortable to dive into feminine energy. So if you're someone who's not full of energy, there are people in this world who are, and they can be full of energy while you can be resting. So give yourself permission right now, Kaylin, to be feminine, to be cared for, to be supported, to be loved. You don't have to do anything other than just allow yourself to be. Give yourself a whole lot of grace. Give yourself all the grace to feel it all, because it is a fucking lot, especially as women. Don't get me started. So guys, thank you so much. Kaylin says, thank you, Jess. You always have the right things to say. You're amazing. Thank you again. Girl, thank you, because you were so transparent and you were so honest. And the fact that I am seeing it makes me feel like I feel your energy and that you're coming from an authentic place. And it is, I love the fact that you asked that question, because if there's 600 people in here now, then maybe 500 people are feeling this way too. So hold on. Lauren says, Jess, I've been struggling with my partner's disbelief in the fact that he is deserving of real love. Does this cycle mean that it's a sign of an ending, or is there hope for us to keep working to be? Talk to spirit about it. I can't talk about, not because I don't want to, but talk to spirit about it, because I can look at from astrological perspective, I can see that something may be ending, something might be beginning, and that there's something happening here. In what direction it goes, I wouldn't be able to tell you unless I was doing a full reading on that. Spirit, at the end of the day, will give guidance, clear guidance on where you guys are headed. But either way, if you are inviting in the divine, it's going to be for the good. All right. I love you guys so, so much. I would love to sit and chat longer. But I'm going to go rest my vocal cords and work on some healing candles, because it's so needed. But thank you guys. This video will be up, of course, and I will see you guys next week for sure. Go ahead and share with your friends and your family. Just let them know that we have something good over here and that they're invited to attend. And I will keep you guys posted on links for retreats that are happening in the new year, or in this year, and also how things are manifesting and unfolding when it comes to this mother-daughter duo. Which reminds me, I need to text my mom back, because one of her friends wants a reading, and I have someone that actually wants acupuncture. I didn't text my mom back, so she texted me at like 2:00. Let's see. Oh shit, yesterday at 5. My bad. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.